Hey scrapbookers, this is Rowena from Crafts by Rowena. Today I'm going to tell you about what you need to get started scrapbooking. There are many different products out there, and when you're starting out it can be really overwhelming. So today I'm just going to share the basics. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment and I will get those questions answered for you. So the first thing you have to think about is your album choice. The most popular is the 12 by 12 album. There's also an 8 by 8, 9 by 9, and a variety of mini albums. What you have to think of when choosing your album is the picture size. How many pictures do you want to fit on a page? Do you want to do an event and you only want to put like one picture on one page, and you might want to do a smaller album? So it all depends on what you want to do. If you have some idea of what you want to do and you need some kind of suggestion, just leave me a comment and I'll get back to you. Once you've chosen your album, the next thing you'll want to do is try to choose your pictures, and there are so many sizes of pictures that you can choose from. The most popular is the 4x6. I like to use a variety of sizes. Here's a picture of my daughter Haley on her first birthday eating her birthday cake, and I thought, I really wanted that to pop off the page, so I wanted to do something bigger than a 4x6. But just choose whatever picture is like best in your opinion. And sometimes you have an event and you have a whole bunch of pictures. Not every picture has to be included. Just kind of go through it and weed out what without the ones that are not so much fun or doesn't really tell what's going on in the story, and just choose what you love. And in the past I posted some information on some tips of organizing and things you could do before you actually start scrapbooking. But you don't always have to do things chronologically. If there's an event that just came up and you really want to scrap that event and start scrapbooking right away, you don't have to let that get to you. Something very important about your pictures is that you always back up your important pictures. And if there are pictures that you have, maybe of your grandparents, great-grandparents, that you only have one copy of, definitely scan the pictures and save them to a disk and back them up. Because if you do a mistake, you crop a photo and it was only that one copy, then you can never replace that. So the next thing we're going to talk about is adhesives, and there are many different adhesives out here in the market. There's dry, there's wet, and the most popular is the dispenser, and that's here what we would call a dry adhesive. And there are many out there on the market. This just happens to be one of those that I use. I also use, most of the time, my Scotch ATG gun. I really like it, and but when you're starting out, you don't necessarily have to get this one. The next thing are glue dots. And glue dots are absolutely awesome, especially for when you're doing embellishments on your page. It's really great. You can have them lay flat, and then there's mini dots, and there's also removable ones. There's also pop-up dots, and that just helps give your page a little bit of dimension. You can put it and you layer different sections of your page, and that really helps your page pop. And as far as wet glues are concerned, there are many out there in the market. I really like these broad tip glue pens, especially for when I have to get a huge area on my page covered. I love it, and it works great for glitter. And I also love this liquid glass. It dries clear, and there are just so many things that you can do with it. And if you have any questions about those, like I said earlier, just leave me a comment and I'll get back to you. So the next thing we're going to talk about is cutting tools. And when you have your pictures, you need to crop your pictures, and so you definitely need a trimmer. And so you'll get some kind of paper trimmer, and this is the one that I use. It's a rotary blade. It lifts up, and I put my paper through here, and I just kind of line it up with the top and put it down, and then I just cut like this. So it's really easy to use. I really love it. The only drawback to the rotary blades is that you do have to replace the blades every once in a while, and this little bar which comes up here, you have to change it every once in a while. And the next type of cutter is a rotary, it is a guillotine. And I really love this one here. The handle lifts up, and you would just line up your paper underneath and hold on, and you just push this down and it cuts your paper. So this is really cool. And the nice thing about a guillotine blade is that you do not have to replace them. They will stay pretty sharp. The next thing is precision tip scissors. I think it's really important when you're cutting things to have a pair of scissors that everybody else in the house is using. This is your special scissors. It'll stay sharp. It'll cut, small edges, and every crafter will tell you out there to have a good pair of precision scissors. The next thing is pens and markers. I recommend, especially for journaling, to get a fine tip pen, and you can just start off with just getting a black one so that you'll be able to journal. It'll match with anything that you're using on your page. You can also use markers, and those have a thicker tip compared to the fine tip pen. And I use this to doodle and do even some journaling on my page. And some of them also come with like a brush tip, which you can do a lot of cool little things with it, and maybe I'll cover that in a later episode. There's also gel pens, and I use this pen a lot. It really helps, especially if you're writing on dark cardstock. It'll just show up instead of writing with a regular pen. So we talked about cardstock, and they come in different sizes. All of my paper I usually buy 12 by 12 since that's what I use, and cardstock's like a little heavier. It comes, sometimes they have a white core, which means like if you tear it in the middle of the two colors, it will be white, and that's really nice for when you're distressing. And there's also pattern paper. There are so many companies out there that makes wonderful papers, and so these are two types of papers that you would usually try to use, and you try to coordinate it. Like I thought, since I had the white here and the Hello Kitty, probably look nice with some white in the background, and you can crop your paper and then just kind of see what you like.